welcome back to the LJ channel. Today I have another speed build for you guys here on my mermaidcore island, Fluff Puff. So if you don't know me, you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Della Jade. I make Animal Crossing content for you guys, like speed builds, short funny videos, Harv's Island movies sometimes. So if you're interested in any of that, subscribe to the channel and go check it out. But right now I'm going to begin the speed build and I'll start explaining to you what I'm going to be doing today. So I am going to be making a seaweed forest here on this beach on the right side of my island, and I'm really excited for how this is going to turn out. I gathered glowing moss, some vines from the cap and tours, a bunch of flower starts because flower starts don't grow on the beach, so they'll just stay there and kind of look like seaweed, I guess, hopefully, like forever. So what I started doing first is placing down the glowing moss because I just had to see what it was going to look like, and I wasn't really sure I would use the glowing moss in the build, but I just grabbed it from my storage and started placing it down, and oh my gosh, I'm obsessed. It's the most amazing thing. It looks so much like seaweed, like how different clumps are more grown than others. Then you can also see this is me placing down all my flower starts. They look so cute with the custom designs, and with the glowing moss, it is perfection. And I started bringing in the vines too, which I think this is like super realistic seaweed. I think it looks great. Especially when it sits on the custom designs like that. So cute. I'm so glad I decided to use these items. And when I was in my storage, I also grabbed this little cat grass that I think looks so cute, just like a little underwater plant, especially with its little blue vase like that. And also these bush starts, I feel like I didn't use a lot of these, mostly just to fill in spots that look kind of bare, because they look kind of more like little trees and like underwater seaweed, but I still use them. I still think they look really good. I also started using some palm trees to kind of, I don't know, make the seaweed forest a little bit more, give it a little more of that foresty vibe, I guess. Kind of separate some other parts of the seaweed forest from each other and separate the rest of the island from the seaweed forest. So I was pretty picky about where I placed those coconut trees because they're just so big and all the other items I'm using is so small. But I think where I eventually decided to place all of them, I think it turned out really super cute. And I think Marshall liked it too. Marshall came to watch us build, which I think is just the most adorable thing. He's eating his little sandwich and walking through the forest, checking it all out. So next I went to my storage because I felt like it was just too foresty for a mermaid island right now. I wanted to at least add some mermaidy, kind of purpley, pastel-y items just to kind of break up just all the green. I mean, I know it is like that under the sea, but I still need to put like some kind of mermaid thing in probably every single build on this island at least. So I grabbed some sea globes and a few other cute little items, like a star fragment, as you can see right next to that sea globe. I grabbed this shell bed, which it took me a little bit to figure out where to place that giant thing. I eventually decided on putting it in this corner, kind of hidden by the trees, which I think just the shell bed just kind of peeking out from all the leaves and greenery and palm trees. It looks so great. I also snagged some festival lamps out of my storage, which it kind of looks like a piece of seaweed having a bad hair day, I guess. I don't know if that really makes any sense, but I'll just put it that way, I guess. I also grabbed a pastel-y one to, you know, kind of give the mermaid vibe, and a green one to give the foresty vibe. Just kind of put those together. And then I forgot that I had brought this hedge fence into the build, because I tried many times to bring actual bushes, but I guess you can't plant bushes on the beach, which I think is kind of silly, but this was like the closest thing I had, and this was the only hedge fence that I had, so I brought it along and put it kind of by the sea, again, to kind of like close off some of the sea area from like the seaweed. And then the bamboo candle holder, I don't really know why I brought it or why I put it there. Same with these sandals that I just randomly decided to bring. I just literally just placed some sandals in the middle of my build, but it's green, it's like flowery, and I actually think it finishes off the build. I think that it just perfects the build. And so with the few last pieces of glowing moss set on the beach, I think that just completely finishes off our build. Let's take a little walkthrough of it. Let's just kind of see how the final product turned out. Oh my gosh, just walking through it right now. I am so proud of this. I think this fits the mermaid theme just absolutely perfectly. It's perfection. I love it. It is probably my favorite part on the island right now. I love how it's like foresty, but at the same time it's like mermaidy kind of blended into it. So I think that is the end of this video. I think this has all come to an end. I'm so proud of this seaweed forest. If you liked this build, show me that by liking this video and subscribing for more speed builds just like this, because Fluff Puff is still very much under construction. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.